I sat there like this with the laptop. I was like, where's the orders? What the fuck is happening, bro? What? Are you dumb? What? Because if this don't work, what am I doing? What am I gonna do?
Yes, my people, welcome back to another episode of Where's My Podcast. And today we're joined by another special guest. We're joined by my guy Arif, founder of the eponymous brand Arif Ferdous. Brother,
Thank you so much. Pleasure to be here, man.
bro, usually I would come and like dap you up, but kind of far today. But so have you clocked a bit further today?
It's a
Bluetooth.
thing.
Old school thing.
Boom.
But Arif, thank you so much for coming on the podcast,
Of course,
bro.
man.
Obviously, you've watched a couple of the episodes before, so you know how it goes. And basically, when I start the conversation, I say why you, the guest, in the chair. And for you, bro, there's a number of reasons, bro. That's laughing already. We've been talking about it from, obviously, before we started recording. But for me, I'll say the main things are, in terms of just looking at the brand has stood for different things, in my opinion. I feel like it's gone from being like really almost like anti-establishment, like really, I don't know what to call it, anarchist, if you want to call it that. And then now, as you've gotten older, you've developed as a man or whatever, the brand has come to represent something that really aligns with me, which I feel like the brand represents lover boys, bro. I don't know if you're doing that on purpose, but I love the fact that the brand kind of has that sentiment. And I want to find out why your brand has such pertinent meanings, but also unique meanings that I don't necessarily see in other brands. They're more so in terms of you as a person, bro. I just find you so fascinating, bro. Bro, I watch you on TikTok. I see all the content you put out and all the work that goes into the creative that you do around the brand. And I'm like, Arif is the type of person that I want to sit down with and know where his references come from. Because from everything I see that you put out with the brand, sometimes I struggle to kind of understand why it is the way it is, but I love it though. So I'm really excited to be able to have you here and just ask you all the questions that I've had, bro. So thank you for coming on the podcast,
Of course,
bro.
man. I'm excited. I think this is the first podcast I've been on.
Bro, crazy.
Yeah.
What, have you turned some down for us, yeah?
I think I've turned a couple down still.
Boy, yeah.
I'm
You lot hear that, yeah?
I'm not. You get
This
me?
we support everyone in that.
Support everyone.
Yeah, but this is a
one,
good conversation. Trust
special.
me. Special one, you get me? But obviously, Arif, there's only one place to start for me. What background are you from? What was your upbringing like? Take it away.
So I'm British, Bengali. My parents are both from Bangladesh. I was born in East London. Then I moved to Cornwall when I was year 1.
Where was you born in East London?
Whitechapel.
Okay.
But I was living in Bethnal Green.
Okay.
And then moved to Cornwall in year 1. My dad, he had a takeaway there, so we moved there. And then we moved to where I live now in Grays, Essex. Moved there in year 5, and I've basically grew up in Grays, Essex, where I am now. So yeah.
so okay, cool. Because already I find a couple of things interesting. I definitely didn't know you grew up you was in Cornwall for a bit. Do you even remember being there?
I remember being there, man. It was just boring.
Yeah.
It was beautiful, but it was too quiet for me.
Yeah.
And I was young as well. As a kid, all my cousins they live around London, so we were just by ourselves. Yeah. It was like isolating. But everyone was like super nice though. Everyone was really friendly.
Yeah. So coming back to the big city of London, you was like, yeah, I'm here now.
Yeah. And I think where I live right now, I think it's like the perfect balance because we're not in London, but we're not too far away from London. Like we're like 30 minutes away, 50 minutes away, depending on where you want to go.
So you can have a bit of quiet, but you can also have the hustle.
Exactly.
Bustle
Like, bro,
of
like I got a garden. Like, get me, I got a house. I'm living good. Like,
Yeah.
get me, I got a driveway. I don't have to worry about parking. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Yeah.
But speaking about the early days and like Grays in particular, like. Do you remember when fashion started becoming something that you thought about, or style at least? Like, what sort of influences did you see growing up in Grays from a fashion perspective?
I don't think it was from Grays in particular. I remember like year 7. I think like year 7, year 8. I was just into clothes. I don't know. I was just into the way people dress. I remember like year 8 or year 9, I was trying to dress like JLS. I don't know if you remember them, man.
Of course I remember JLS.
Their swag was crazy.
So you was
at
going
the
for
time.
the colourful vibe.
Yeah, bro, I was wearing like purple cardigans. I was wearing like scarves. Like my swag was different. I was wearing like, I had every colour chino, bro, you can imagine, bro. I had red, I had like brown, obviously I had purple, yellow, bro. It was disgusting, disgraceful. But you had to go through them things, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, and then I think, so that I was just always into style and stuff. I think year 11, I started getting into more like music, and I started copying like Kanye West. I was copying his fits. I remember once he wore like a Givenchy tee that had like a leather skirt to it. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah.
Bro,
This was like the Watch the Throne type thing.
yeah. And I had something similar. I bought something similar, like some shit brand, and it has like a little leather skirt. I remember I wore it to like normal school uniform day. Bro, I was walking through the corridor and I was hearing the other guys like, "Why is he wearing a skirt? This guy is gay." You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck. But I had to go through it. You know what I'm saying? And I think one of my boys, this guy called Adnan, my brother, love him to bits. He's my boy from like year 7. I think he put me onto swag because I was saying to you earlier, like he was just into like ASAP Rocky and like Bin True and then Vlowing and all that stuff. Not even Vlowing, like before he was even Vlowing. What was it? I don't even know, man. But he was just into all of that stuff, innit? And like, I just kind of took inspo from him. I started wearing like bomber jackets, snapbacks, stuff like that. Even just snapbacks, bro. Bro, if I show you a picture, man, that was my steez as well. So I was just into like Chris Brown, Tiger, like them guys were just swagging. Big Sean.
Do you remember what was their joint tape called again? I don't even remember it. But Chris Brown and Tiger had a wavy tape.
They were lit. They were the guys
they were the
back
back then.
Yeah. And I think after that, second year college, I started like going in my own lane. I started like.
Wait, sorry, let me cut you actually, Arif.
Yeah.
So obviously we went from you trying to dress like JLS, then all of a sudden it's like Kanye West now.
Yeah.
What happened in between? How
it's
did
like
that?
a slow build up. So it was like JLS boy band type stuff. Then it was like Chris Brown because he's like a bit of both, and then it was more like Kanye West and more like streetwear, ASAP Rocky and stuff like that.
And why do you think? Because people reference ASAP and that.
Yeah.
On this platform so much.
Yeah.
Why do you think you kind of gravitate?
It's not, you know what it is?
Eesh, English isn't my first language, boy. Why do you think you kind of gravitated towards that sort of style? Eventually, the Kanye West style and whatnot.
I don't know. I don't know. I feel like it aligned with. I don't know. I don't think it was cool at the time because where we were, no one was really rocking that. I don't know what it was. I think maybe it was because of the music that we were listening to.
Okay.
I think music plays like it plays hand in hand with fashion a lot. I think it's a big like factor. Yeah, and then after that, second year college, I was proper into Tumblr, and I was seeing what's on Tumblr, and that's when I saw more like ASAP Rocky stuff, more Kanye West stuff, and I was just heavily inspired by that. So I was wearing like, I don't know if you remember, but Kanye West, he was wearing like sweatshirts with like long t-shirts,
long line t-shirts,
the skinny trousers, and then the Chelsea boots. Bro,
Yeah.
I had so many Chelsea boots, fam. I can't even tell you. And that was a drip back then. And after, I started getting into like that biker swag. I was wearing like leather jackets and stuff all the time. And then, yeah, now I just kind of grew and matured from there, and I just kind of ended up here.
Yeah. No, it's interesting you say that because obviously I looked through your Instagram and that before, so I've actually seen that progression. You know how to put it on still.
Oh, I appreciate
I
that.
can't lie, bro.
Something like, you know what I'm saying?
No, you done your thing still. So cool. Obviously, you're in college and whatnot, and style is something that. Would you say you were passionate about it them times, or it's just
yeah, man. I think I was passionate. I think since I've just started caring about, I don't even know why I'm passionate. It's like there's no actual. I don't know. It's just something inside of me. I don't even know how to explain. There's no family ties or anything to fashion. My granddad was a tailor, but it's not really anything to do with like fashion in particular. It's just like more garment design and stuff like that. I'm not too sure, man. I don't know, but I think I'm into like anime and stuff. I'm into wrestling. I love WWE. I love it so much. And I feel like they kind of put in a costume or they put in a character. And I think that's what fashion kind of is. You're just portraying or reflecting your character. Do you know what I'm saying? And you want people to perceive you in a type of way. That's why I was rocking like leather jackets and stuff like that. I want people to think, right, like, what's this guy on? You know what I'm saying? Oh, he's kind of dark, edgy, whatever. That's the kind of vibe that I was kind of going for back then.
And that's like the perfect segue for me. I'm not saying I'm going to fast forward a bit, but obviously when you first started the brand, I feel like that's the vibe you came with.
Yeah.
It was very edgy, like very dark. And for me, from an outsider's perspective, because I looked the year you started it, so I reckon you would have been like maybe your late teens or something.
Yeah, I think it was like, I was 17, I think.
Yes, yeah, so I'm thinking, like, what was going on them times that made you want to have a brand like that?
Bro, I don't know, man. I was proper into like politics and stuff like that, and I was just seeing like atrocities and stuff happening around the world, and I was just quite angry and stuff by it, and I just wanted to put that into clothes, but I don't know. I wanted to do something, and I felt like putting messages on clothes was like something that I could do. So I was running with that, but it wasn't just political stuff. It was also like like parts of what I started initially. It still aligns with what I'm doing now and the messages that I'm showing now. So the very first thing that I ever made, it was like this distressed hat, and it said "Death is most certain" on it.
Yeah.
That's the very first thing I ever made. And I remember guys in my college, they were saying like, "Oh, bro, like that's mad depressing, that's morbid, like why putting on a hat, that's weird." But it's crazy because my perspective was like, death is most certain. I'm in it as a way, like, just a reminder to anyone that was reading it, like yo, like you only got one life, man. Live your life. Whatever makes you happy. It's literally that, but just rephrased in a different way. Do you know what I'm saying?
100%.
So that's how I started with. So it wasn't all like politics. It was still, I still wanted to share like a good, positive message to people.
Okay.
But I can't just be happy or some shit like that. Like I was still trying to be, not trying to be dark, but I still, my design, if you will, was still kind of like towards the darker side.
Yeah.
Feel me?
Yeah. So obviously, as you said, you were interested in politics and whatnot. Like, why did you want to get these messages out in the first place? And why through the medium of fashion? Because, you know, especially when we was younger, a lot of people would have went down the music route, or some people would have just looked at it like, you know, I'm going to pursue a career in politics, for example. Like, why fashion? Why start a brand?
I don't know, man. I think I saw fashion as like a medium of art, and I just wanted to make art, and I wasn't good at drawing, so I just made clothes, and I've always just wanted to make clothes anyway.
Oh, wow, interesting. From when?
Just from when I started wearing nice clothes. Not even nice, bro. I was buying shit from like River Island, but just from when I started.
Don't get to the River Island was a drip back then, especially
bangers,
for the levers.
Yeah, couple bangers still. What was I saying?
You were saying that you always wanted to make clothes.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I always knew that. I just kind of knew that I wanted to do something with fashion. Like from like secondary school, I would tell people like, yeah, something with fashion, bro. I'm doing something with fashion. I remember in college we had like a business class day or something. I went into a thing and then they're just asking like, if you started a business, what would it be? I remember this so vividly. I said, I want to make clothes, and the guy started laughing. Teacher is a prick.
The teacher was laughing.
He was laughing. He was like, "Oh, you mean retail business?" I'm like, whatever the fuck it is, man. No, retail business. You're alright. Whatever, man. I make clothes, bro. That's what it is. All the kids were laughing as well.
I wonder what they're doing now, though.
Yeah, don't know,
they ain't laughing no more.
Knows,
okay, so cool. So it's interesting that you speak about it with this perspective as well, of like you always knowing you wanted to make clothes. And the reason I said you like that is because one thing I found interesting is the fact that you started off with a brand that was eponymous. And I think from the streetwear type vibe, if you want to call it that, within like the streetwear field, a lot of designers don't do that. They think of like, you've definitely seen memes of when they'll be like, oh, let's start a brand. Then they'll be like Hood Stars or like, you know what I'm saying? The streetwear mindset is to kind of do that. Whereas you said, you know what, my brand is going to be me. Why did you decide to do that?
So, second year college, that's when I actually started making clothes. But first year college, I was designing clothes. But this is when I was like copying my boy swag, and I didn't really have my own style. I was just kind of like taken from everywhere else. I didn't know what to do, and like my surname Ferdous, it means heaven in Arabic.
Sick.
So I was just putting Ferdous on hats and stuff, and it just looked and like palm trees just was not making sense for me. I think it could run for other people, but for me it just was not aligning with me. Like I'm not at that time. I wasn't like colorful or happy, or I was happy, but I wasn't like. It just didn't align with me, innit? So I just kind of let it go. And I'll be so real. Second year in college, I saw this guy, J11. I know him now, which is crazy.
Yeah. And he had nothing.
I got a lot of love and respect for that guy. He was doing nothing, and nothing was going crazy. And that inspired me. And I'm happy to say people inspire me. I don't care about that. Like, I'll show love to anyone that I think deserves to be shown love. But yeah, I saw him. He was going crazy. And I know like he was... I think he was a year older than me or 2 years older than me, but I knew like he was around the same age, and I was just thinking, bro, like this guy's going nuts right now. Like, well, if he can do it, why can't I do it?
Big facts.
Yeah, and in second year college, that's when I started. Like, I need to what am I doing? I need to do something. What do I like? I started self-reflecting on myself a lot. Started thinking, what do I like? What kind of clothes do I like? What kind of like message you want to put out? And I think after all of that, like after all of that pondering, because I'm a real ponderer,
As you said before.
yeah, I was like, yeah, this is what I'm gonna do, and this I can stick with this, and I've stuck with it.
Yeah.
Feel me? If I'd done the Paradise thing before, it just would have been.
Oh,
weird.
was the name of the brand going to be something like that?
So the name of the brand, it was gonna be Paradise or something.
Okay.
And then after, I thought, let me just put my actual name in it. There's no like real big reason. My name sounds alright in it.
That's a wavy name, bro.
Let me just put my name on it. So that's what I done.
Yeah. No, do you know, I find that quite brave, and I also find that quite interesting that you kind of knew that was something that could be done. And the reason I say it like that is because when we were growing up, it's like the brands we looked at were like Louis Vuitton, for example.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't even know that was a person. For example, Gucci, we didn't even know that these were families and things like that. So a lot of people that got into fashion didn't actually know that they could start a brand and just call it their name. Like, at this point, when you decided you wanted to do something within fashion, were you like researching particular designer stories to kind of know these things? How did you kind of learn about fashion?
I think it's good to look at history, and it's good to like learn the mistakes or learn like the stories of people that came before us. So I was looking at like Alexander McQueen, Vivienne Westwood. They were like heavy inspirations because they were kind of political. They were quite different to like what the other businesses in fashion were doing at the time. So I was looking into them and I was just seeing their story. I didn't really see any like people of color or anyone like that. But at the time, I wasn't even thinking about that. I was just thinking, these guys done it, I could do it. And when I saw J11, I was like, yeah, I can do this, man. I believe in myself, I can do it. I think I just needed to see someone do it. Because exactly, like, if you don't know, like, bro, it's crazy. Back then, we didn't know that was possible. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm even thinking, like, what brands were there where I was even tapped in? I think I was looking at Represent, because they started, like, 2013 or something. But I didn't even know who the guys that run it. So it's not even that. I think, other than J11, bro, I can't even think of anyone.
Yeah, because even like, for example, Trapstar was popping in times, but people didn't really
now,
know. Yeah, people
don't
really know
Trapstar.
people
Only
were
like
behind it. Exactly.
Whatever.
Yeah, no, see, yeah, I'm so happy I asked that question because I find that so interesting that you were able to know that you could do that. And I really like the point you made about studying the history, because I feel like another thing is where people get into fashion, and I was kind of victim to this as well. I kind of only focused on the fashion that I thought I cared about, which was streetwear. But I feel like often when you really want to do something within fashion and be a designer, it's so important to look at the McQueens. It's so important to look at the Vivienne Westwoods, as you mentioned, because they are really doing what we want to do. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But also when I latch onto the point you made about J11, I think that's such a great thing to bring up, because often I also feel like people don't realize that they're inspiring people when they're so kind of early on in their journey. Like, obviously I've spoken to Jay before, and I'm trying to get him on the podcast and whatnot. And I don't necessarily know if he's aware of the effect he had on like the new generation of like British designers, because let's be honest, like he was really one of the first guys to like do it.
Yeah, I met him at a party, I think last year, and he spoke to me because basically at the time, one of my brothers, Junior Choi, he was helping me a lot with the brand, like with gifting to like the right people, whatever, and with marketing. So he was helping out, and I think a lot of people knew the brand through him, and I think Jay knew the brand through him, and then he just knew my name. So he spoke to me, and it was for me, like, it was crazy because he didn't, like, I told him as well. I just told him, bro, like, you're the reason I like started a brand. I think I would have started one eventually, but you're the reason I did it at that particular moment in time.
Because he made you believe it was possible.
Bro, and it's crazy. Shout out to him, man.
Big him up. Going forward, so obviously you knew you wanted to start a brand. What was the process like of actually making clothes? Like, how did you learn to do that?
The first thing I made was, I told you, a hat. I'll tell you right now, I made on a website called Zazzle, some American like print embroidery website. Hats were like £21. It's fucking expensive, bro. It's like £21 per unit, and obviously if you buy more, it comes cheaper. And I was making designs on Microsoft Word. I didn't even use
Word,
bro. I didn't even use Photoshop, man. I was like putting images and text, and I was just like screenshotting them and then putting them onto the website, because you can see what it looks like on the website, innit? I was just making clothes like that. Another website, Close to Order. This I think they're based in Manchester. You can literally make your clothes, like, it's just blanks, and it's just put embroidery or print, whatever it is. I was just making clothes through there for a long time. So, and then afterwards, I think I used this thing called GIMP. It's like a free Photoshop, And eventually I come to Photoshop, and obviously since like you can tell when I started using Photoshop in it, designs and stuff just
Went through
crazy.
the roof.
Yeah.
So you taught yourself on Photoshop.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Are those websites still about?
I'm not too sure. I think so.
How did you even find out about those? It was
Bro,
just
I
a
was just
simple
searching
Google.
free Photoshop.
Yeah.
I know there's a cracked version of Photoshop, but I'm not even that. You get me? I'm not even that witty like that.
Yeah,
Bro.
you're not tech savvy like that.
Yeah, I was thinking, how are these people getting this? So I just got this GIMP thing. It's cool. It's pretty much the same. It's obviously not as good, like not even close, but it done the job for the time, innit?
And staying on the brand, like speaking of the messages you wanted to put out on the brand, obviously you told me like the reaction you got to the hats.
Yeah.
But from what I saw, it seemed as though you continued to almost put like things that could be quite divisive on the clothes and whatnot. What was the people's around you reaction to that?
So I can't lie. I think that one hat caused the most, like, I say most, like 5 guys. You know what I'm saying? After that, I think I had a hoodie. It says we're trying to kill time while time kills us.
Yeah.
And that popped off on
That red
Tumblr
one?
as well. Yeah. This guy. Man. That popped off on Tumblr, and that was doing well. And that message, we're trying to kill time while time kills us, that wasn't really divisive. That was more like, it's just like some reason, like, raw. Do you know what I'm saying? That's what I was trying to make people do. I was just trying to make people think, like, just instead of like going through life and just going through it like unconsciously and just doing whatever the wave takes you. I just wanted people to just stop and think for a second and just kind of like ground themselves or just think for a second about whatever it is. So that's kind of the messages I was trying to put out as well. So I was just trying to provoke people, just trying to provoke a thought, reaction,
And
whatever.
did it work?
I think it works. Yeah, people like, that's why it blew up on Tumblr, because people were blah blah blah. Oh, sick. Where can I get this? Where can I get this? Where can I get this? You know what I'm saying?
So at this point, was you getting like international orders from Tumblr at that point?
Even bro, my first order, bro, was from Massachusetts.
What the
I don't even know how. The death is most certain hat. First order, and that drop was crazy. I don't even want to talk about that drop, but that drop was crazy because I'm gonna talk about it.
Yeah, go on, please.
So imagine, this like. So I built my website. I spent hours and hours building my website. I got my boys to help me on Wix. Yeah, he taught me how to use it. I started using it. This is all my own money as well, of course. I put my money into it. I made the hats now. Hats were like, I can't remember. I think it was like 2-3 bills for the amount that I bought. And at the time, that was
Bro, of course,
bread.
bro. He was in college, bro.
Yeah, that was bread.
That's like $3,000.
I think this was actually first year uni, so I put my student finance into that. And I was like, yeah, and everyone was like, oh yeah, bro, like I'm gonna grab this hat. Oh, when you drop it, I'm gonna grab it. But when I dropped it, I sat there 12 minutes on my bed. I remember I shared a room with my brother at the time as well. I sat there like this with the laptop. I was like, where's the orders? And also as well, I had an expectation because I saw Jay was doing his thing and his thing was just going crazy. So I thought, yeah, man, like I expect like not the same reaction, but I expect something. You know what I'm saying? I was sitting there, bro. 12 minutes went past. I was like bro, this is my dream. This is my hope, my dream. What the fuck is happening, bro? What? Are you dumb? What? Because if this don't work, what am I doing? What am I gonna do?
The rest of
This
your
is
life.
everything, bro. What am I doing? Do you know what I'm saying? And 12 minutes went by. I heard like a ping. And I got emails like, you got all the Massachusetts. And I was like,
You was thinking, my pictures don't
was
live
it
in
Massachusetts?
Massachusetts.
It's like Maryland.
Maryland, Virginia.
Nah, I don't know, man. I think it was Massachusetts or Maryland. I can't remember, bro. I'm not even on geography like that, bro. I can't even lie. But I knew it was from America. And it was definitely one of them places, isn't it? And then I saw that. I was like, bro, that's crazy. But it's insane because, like, imagine your first order is from a whole different country.
Yeah.
That's a huge accomplishment. Your first order. You know what I'm saying? People, it takes them a while to reach global. That was my first order. But at the time, because I was so down about, like, why have I not sold out? What was with my friends? What the hell? Even now, there's people back then that saying, yeah, I'm gonna grab. They ain't got nothing, which is cool. It's fine. It's like you get over it and you realize like you kind of mature and like, bro, people like sometimes they can't afford to spend money or like they got priorities or it's not even their style. It's not by force. You know what I'm saying? Back then, obviously I was young. I just thought, fuck these lot, man. What the hell? Like, fuck all my friends, man. All pagans, man. What the hell? Why is no one copying this? And then the second order was one guy that I know. Shout out to him. His name's CJ. I remember him.
Okay, big up CJ.
My brother. We play football sometimes. Sick guy. He bought the second one, and the third one was like, I think like Germany or something. It was weird, but it's such a weird. That hour of like after drop, like, how'd you say it? Like not pre. You know when you see pre-drop, post-drop, post-drop. Bro, I was like, my head was just spinning. I was laying on my bed. I was just looking at my ceiling, and I was just there. My brother was sitting there like, "What are you doing, man?" I was just like, "Bro." And you know when you share a room, you can't even be depressed.
Yeah.
You can't even be depressed. You can't even cry in your room. You know, you got to hold it in. It's peak. You get me, bro? You know how many times I don't even know how to say this. My brother's gonna watch. He's gonna call me a bitch. You know how many times I went to the bathroom just to cry, bro?
Oh shit! Because of this drop.
No. Sometimes you just need to cry. I'm saying in general. Sometimes you just need to cry, bro. I can't even cry in my room. It's long. You know what I'm saying? I'm crying. What you crying for?
Yeah, and he's your big brother as well.
Nah, it's my younger brother. That's even worse. I can't even watch. I can't even let him see me cry. Do you know what I'm saying?
Oh my days.
That's too funny. But yeah.
So how many hats did you have altogether? And how
bro,
many
I think I had like 25 or 30.
Okay.
Which is a lot for the first drop.
Yeah.
Especially for me, because I didn't even have like clout, bro. I'm a random guy.
It's not like you had like an Instagram following before or something.
Bro, I got like, I think like 800 followers or something. You know? I'm lit, like no one knows me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know why I had this expectation. It's gonna go crazy, but we live and we learn.
But you know what, Arif? It's like you're not the first person that's come on the podcast to say a story like that. I feel like so many people have gone through that process.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's important to know. It's important to go through that at the beginning because that shows you the reality of fashion, bro.
Yeah.
Not every time because once you put so much work into something, you assume that everybody's gonna see that work and everybody's gonna want that art. They're gonna want that work, but sometimes it just doesn't work like that.
It's like it's the harsh reality, man. But the sooner you can kind of face that and get through that, the better. Because you like I think that's the only stage in my life or in this brand's journey where I've doubted myself. Other than that, like after that, if something hasn't gone well, it's never been a like, oh, what am I doing in my life? It's been a like, why has it not done well? Like how can we analyze this? What can we do better? What did we do as well that we done last time that done well? Blah blah blah. Is it the design? Is it the marketing? What do you know what I'm saying? Like there's actual like there's science to it and there's things that we can do next time to make sure it does better. You feel me? Whereas that was like it was just straight like what am I like this is it's actual like self-doubt. Now bro, I don't have like alhamdulillah, like thank God I don't have an inch of self-doubt, bro. Like we're gonna make it, do you know what I'm saying? It's a matter of time.
100%. Man saying a matter of time, bro, you already make it, like you're there, obviously. But I get what you mean, because like the possibilities
like,
are endless.
We're gonna go crazy, bro. And you gotta believe it, otherwise it's not gonna happen.
Facts.
Get me? Any self-doubt you have, you gotta fucking you accept it and then you gotta shift out your body, bro, and you gotta believe in yourself. Like
if you let that festa will just keep you down, fam. You just won't do nothing.
100%. And you won't go as hard as you can go. You know what I'm saying? Oh, but what if it doesn't... Bro, fuck that, man. You need to go, bro. If it doesn't do well, you need to figure it out.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts. So cool. We've done the hats now. So when would you say... So cool. Obviously, the hats weren't the greatest drop. When did you have a drop where you was like, okay, cool, this could work?
So that was 2017. I think around 2020. That's when...
So 3 years?
Yeah, because I was at uni at the time, innit?
Okay.
So
what were you studying?
I was doing accounting and finance. So the first 2 years I was dropping like here and there, like t-shirts, hoodies, whatever. Third year uni, I completely just paused the brand because I just wanted to focus on uni and just get my first class. Boom. I had to throw that there.
Oh, you got it?
Congrats, man. So I worked hard for that. I'm gonna tell everyone. And after that, I think I graduated in 2019. 2020, I had a job March. Then COVID happened like 2 weeks after. A few months I was just kind of like settling into COVID, seeing what life's about, seeing what's gonna happen. And then in I think May or June, we had another like our first drop, and that's when Chad got involved in the brand as well.
Okay, Chad got involved when?
Around 2020, like May, June time.
Okay.
Yeah. And then after that, I think we were just working with each other, dropping stuff, blah blah blah, and then. I think that winter of that year we dropped like beanies and scarves and they were doing well. And I think that's what kind of capped.
What scarves was this? Was it the ones they had like almost a butterfly?
Yeah. So it's just a black scarf with butterflies on it.
Yeah.
And I think that was our first real cut and sew piece. Yeah. I mean like accessory or whatever. No, beanies were, I guess.
Okay.
And then January we started like I love Chad. He's the fucking guy. He was like. He said, like, bro, like, why don't you just make stuff you want to make? Like, cause I was still making blanks, innit?
Yeah.
I was just calculating. We're gonna do this drop. We're gonna get this amount of money. Then we're gonna make this drop. And the margins aren't great. Like these blanks, bro. Like, a hoodie is like 30. It's like £28, £22, and at the time I was selling hoodies for like £35. So the money was not. It's not flipping back. And also like before Chad joined, like when I was at uni, I was an idiot with money, man. I was just making money. Then I was buying like Oswego's, like you know them Raf Simmons. I was making money, and then I was buying like V-Bucks on Fortnite.
So you wasn't reinvesting.
I was not reinvesting, bro. I was just making clothes, making money, and then just thinking it. And I was just using my student finance again to make money. It's just, it's stupid. Like
all over
in hindsight, dumb. But back then, I just had like money coming out. Let me get some new trainers, man. You know what I'm saying? What? I jump on Fortnite. What? My boys got the new skin. Like I'm getting it too, man. What do you mean? What? New skin out? That's mine. I'm grabbing that. But bro, the amount of money I spent on V-Bucks. Embarrassing. Embarrassing.
Because obviously, I like how the conversation's going because now we're coming more into the present day. But obviously, during those 3 years, a lot was kind of happening. One thing I noticed from obviously having seen the brand and doing my research and all of that was there was a few motifs that kind of ran through it. The butterfly, I kind of want to know what that represented. You had like, I feel like, I don't know if you had the A sort of anarchy logo yet by that point.
Yeah.
And also, the other question that I think I asked you off camera as well is like, when you first started, what I really found interesting about the branding is that obviously the brand was going to be Arif Ferdous, but you went with like a signature logo rather than like a logo, if you want to call it that. And I feel like that's quite a brave move because particularly within streetwear, like if you use Cortez, for example, they've got obviously Alcatraz and whatnot. A lot of brands go with like logos of things. And I find it interesting that you even felt like your logo could be your signature. What kind of inspired you to have that, if you get what I mean? Or do that?
I think I was just looking at logos and like I was testing stuff, and then I came to that, like the Anarchy A with the riff at the end of it. So I came to that after, but I think initially I don't know, maybe subconsciously I already viewed it as art. So I just, you know how art and paintings, they just do a little signature on the bottom or at the back.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why I couldn't really tell you, man. There's no real solid reason why I just wanted my name on the brand. I just did my signature. I like, yo, this looks kind of cool. And I just slapped it on.
It's so interesting that for you there wasn't like another level of thought behind it. Because for me, I feel like the fact you did that kind of separated your brand from other brands in a sense that I feel like it allows you to kind of appeal to more of like the luxury streetwear space by having a logo like that rather than just the image type logo, if you get what I mean. I find it interesting that now obviously we spoke off camera and you've got this new logo which is the signature again. So now are you more aware of that and are you doing that on purpose to make your brand more luxury streetwear, if you know what I mean?
So when I first started, I would not even imagine the type of stuff that I'm making right now or like how it's going. Back then, it was literally streetwear. Like I just wanted to do streetwear. Supreme, Stussy. I just wanted to do shit like that. And then I feel like as we just matured and as we just grown and as my design language has matured as well, I just want to make... Also, I want to make more like luxurious things, and also I want things to be more sustainable. Like with t-shirts and hoodies and blanks, it's like there's so many blanks and like, don't get me wrong, there's so much luxury clothes already as well. Like we already have everything we need in it. But with t-shirts and hoodies, I just felt like it just did not feel special. It just felt like I'm doing the same thing as everyone else. I'm just putting a graphic on a tee. Nothing wrong with that at all. But for me, I just didn't find any like
fulfillment,
or satisfaction in it. I just felt like I'm just doing the same thing. I'm just trying to make money, and that's dead. I want to push my message, but in a way that's not necessarily been done before, but in a way that's unique or rare or you can't really find everywhere. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's why like the things we're making now, you literally cannot find that anywhere else. Or if you can, you're finding it for like 4 times the price. Do you know what I'm saying?
I remember you said that in one of your TikToks.
Yeah, bro. People. That's alright, man. I mean, let me calm down.
He's gonna go into some people.
Fam, people like with luxury with luxury pieces. Yeah, it's like I don't think people know how much things cost to make, and I don't think people know how much other brands sell, other than like their streetwear brands, which is fine. But this the thing. Like we're trying to do a luxury thing, and we're trying to make it as affordable as possible for now. And the reason why. The reason why it seems that we move quite slowly throughout the year while we only have a couple drops, we literally have like a handful of drops throughout the year is because things cost so much to make, and we want to make sure that the quality is brazy. Like, no one can ever chat to me about quality. No one can, just separately as well, no one can ever chat to me about customer service. We just want to make sure everything is just patterned. Everything is just like the highest standard it can be with the capacity that we're at. Do you know what I'm saying? What was I talking about?
Mate, you're just going in because we mentioned.
Can't remember.
To be fair, neither can I. But I had a question though. I have a question.
I was talking and I was like, wait, what am I talking about?
Bro, there were some gems in there. I'm gonna clip that up, bro. You watch. Cool. But what I find interesting about what you're saying is that you're basically showing us that you got to a point where you wanted to design more.
Yeah.
And differently, yeah. What I find most interesting about that is the fact that you believed you could do that because you never studied fashion. And I think one thing that a lot of designers go through is that imposter syndrome, where it's like, I haven't gone to fashion school, I ain't gone CSM, I've just put logos on stuff. Like, I don't necessarily think that I can design a dress, for example. So what made you get to the point where you believed you could do that?
That imposter syndrome, what you've just said or described, bro, like that's been me up until like maybe this year. So even like Lover's Kiss and them crazy pieces, we've been dropping since like 2021. So even then, like when people would introduce me to other people, this Arif, he's a designer. I was like, I don't know about that. I don't know what it is. It's so real. But then after, I think it comes with like, I don't know, man. I don't know if it's being humble or if it's, I don't know what it is. But when it came to this year, I looked back and I was like, I'm actually doing this shit. So I am a designer and I gotta put that stamp on. You feel me? I gotta believe in it myself. People believe in it. Why shouldn't I believe in it?
Yeah.
Feel me? It's a good thing.
So is Chad one of the people that made you realize that?
That's the reason. He's the reason why I started making clothes like this. Cause he said, bro, make the stuff you wanna make. I know you could do more than this. These are like, you're just putting logos and stuff, which is still calm. But it's like, bro, I know you wanna do more. Like I see the vision. Like run it up, man. Like what are you afraid of? And I was like, like talking to suppliers, like shit is intimidating. It's daunting. You know what I'm saying? Especially overseas people, it's just scary, innit? It's fear of the unknown. You don't know what you're getting yourself into. You don't know how much stuff costs. You just assume it costs bears. When you get into it, you're like, raw, like this is actually affordable. You make the sales, and you're like, raw, like we're actually making good money now. Now I can make more stuff. You sell that, and you're like, raw, like I can make more stuff, and it's just a cycle. Literally just growing your business.
Yep. And what would you say is the piece that came after that transition? So after Chad said to you, Arif, I know you can do more, start designing what you want.
Yeah.
What did you design?
So the first thing I made was this beige knitwear. Bro, I posted it on my thing. I posted my mock-up. Yeah. Bro, my sketch. You see that sketch? Disgusting. It's horrible.
But the knitwear, the sweat was wavy and it was reversible,
bro, the way the suppliers patterned that, I didn't even understand. I don't know how they done it. They saw it. They must have saw it. What the fuck? And then they patterned it though.
Yeah, they made it happen.
Yeah, but that was the first thing we made. Like first thing I made, like when I started really thinking about, cool, let me actually design stuff I want to make. So I made that, and then after that, it sold quite well. Like we sold out quite promptly. And then after I was like,
wait, sorry to cut you there, Arif.
Yeah.
Don't you find that quite interesting? Because were you expecting that?
No.
Yeah, that's so why? Because the reason I stuck on that point is because when we were speaking to Kobe last week, we were talking about the difficulty designers have in having to make money, but also wanting to innovate with their designs. Because when we were speaking to Kobe was obviously talking about the asymmetric fleece he had, which was different to other things that he had done before. And that doesn't sell as well, but it's good for building that brand perception and people seeing you as a designer. So why do you think that knitwear piece actually sold well?
I think it was like a piggyback off of what we sold previously to that. So before that, we were selling beanies and scarves, and a lot of people had them on. And I think when we dropped the sweaters, I think they were reasonably priced, so like £60, which margins was shit. But that's the first jumper we've ever sold. Even £60 to me was like, raw.
People are buying £60 worth of.
Even us just charging £60, I was like, raw, like that's a lot, man. Do you know what I mean? How are we gonna send those? Chad was like, nah, bro, this is a £60 jumper. Let's sell it for £60, and it done well. And I think, like I said, I think it just come from that momentum. So I think if you drop something whilst you have momentum, it's way more likely to do better, rather than if you just kind of drop something that's a bit risky. Then it's like, it's hard to, I don't know, it's a bit harder to sell.
So
like
the
that.
accessories almost built up to that inadvertently, because obviously you didn't know you was going to release the knitwear at this point. That's really interesting. So continuing on the pieces that kind of represent this transition, the one that stands out to me the most is obviously the Lover's Kiss.
Yeah.
Bro, that sweater is incredible.
Appreciate it.
I remember when I first saw it in person, because obviously I think by then I had been following you. I don't know if we had spoken, but I was aware of the brand. And then I seen it once, and I'm like, oh my God. I didn't see the dusk one. I saw the first one, the normal one. I'm like, wow, this is beautiful. Then I'm seeing it in more places. I'm like, wow, people are buying this. Like, this is crazy. Like, so what was the thought process behind that piece? And why do you think that piece has been so popular? Because now when I think of your brand, I think of that straight away.
Of course. Thing is, when something is popular, you can, it's funny. Because when something sells well, you can kind of like give justifications for it. If it doesn't sell well, you can also give justifications for it. So why it sold well, I think it's just a crazy piece, man. It's fucking hard. Do you know what I'm saying? I think not a lot of people have seen something like that. And the reason I wanted to make it was, I think I saw something similar for another brand where they had a crazy design on the jumper. And I was like, bro, like, how is something like this possible? This is crazy. Then I started seeking suppliers. Can you do this? Can you do something like this? Can you do something like this? Found one. In fact, it was the one that made the initial jumper, which is crazy. They're like, yeah, we can make this exactly like this. And I was like, cool. What's like the limits of it? They were like, there's no limits. You can whatever you want on it, you can have on it. It's like, cool. Let me make a design. And I've always been into like romance and stuff like that, but I have kind of experimented with it like before this, but for this I was like, yeah, let me make
all in.
Yeah, let me just make the most craziest thing I can make, because I can make that jumper, that beige one. I was like, let me just make the craziest thing I can make, like the craziest thing I can think of. Let me just see if they can make it. If they can't, fair enough, I'll make something else. Let me see if they can make it. They made it, and it was when it came, I was like, what the hell, this is nuts. This is crazy. I can't believe we just made this. What the hell? This is mad. You know what I'm saying? Even the design, like, it took me a long time to make that design, because I was like, I told someone emailed me quite recently actually. They were like, where did you get the graphic from? Because like I just want to know. And I was like, basically, like I sketched the face out, and then I put on Photoshop, put gradients, hues, blurs. I could not remake that. Do you know what I'm saying? I've done so much shit to it. I don't even know what I did to it. Feel me? It's like 20 layers. Feel me? Just bare shit. And then just put that on there, went crazy, and then man. After that, I was like, man, let me. Before that though, before that, I kind of knew I wanted to make more like positive messages and just stuff that makes people like just appreciate life a bit more.
Yeah.
Do you know
Hey, Arif, sorry, this is so good. I'm loving the way you're going, because it's literally answering the question that I had. Because for me, the Lover's Kiss represented that transition from like the darkness to the light. Don't get me wrong. When you had the darker motifs and the darker imagery and the darker messaging, it was still a positive message behind it. But for me, the Lover's Kiss represented it becoming more apparent and more like, I feel like then it started to lead into more like unity type vibes, bringing people together and allowing people to express love for each other. Do you know what I'm saying? So why did that transition happen? Like, why did you want to do that? Or was this always part of the plan?
Nah, so I think during COVID, 2020 or 2021, I can't remember, but all like the Black Lives Matter movement was happening. Was that 2020 or 21?
2020, innit?
2020. And I remember like I've always known about things that were happening in the world, innit? Like it's like there's always been something wrong happening in the world. There's always been an oppressor. There've always been innocent people being harmed for no reason. And 2020, because we were in COVID, literally we're just locked in. We don't have anything else going on. We just zone into this. It put me down a lot. Like I felt so like frustrated, and I was just so like angry, and I felt helpless. I just felt useless. Like what the fuck? I can't do nothing. And it really got to me. And it was affecting my work as well, like my full-time job. And my manager at the time, she was like, why are you not doing your work and stuff like that? And I just spoke to her. I was just mad. I was 21 at the time, innit? So I was just mad transparent. I didn't have any like, I had professionalism, but I just thought you can speak to everyone freely. So I was speaking to her. I was like, like everything that's happening, I can't focus on anything else. Like, how can you, not her, but I was like, how can you not focus on anything else? Like, this is so big, like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's affecting me so much. Like, I can't do nothing. I'm helpless. I'm useless right now. And she was like, listen, like, there's always gonna be something happening in the world, but the main thing you have to take care of is yourself. Like, you're number one. Because if you can't take care of yourself, you can't take care of your family, you can't take care of your community, and then what are you actually good for then? Because you can't really do nothing. So you need to look after yourself. Like, stop watching the news if it's getting too much for you. Like, just know what's happening, of course, be aware, but if it's getting too much, delete the apps. Like, don't look at it. Do you know what I'm saying? Take care of yourself, and then when you're well, then you can do stuff. You can give to charity. You can make charity events. You can actually do stuff. You can actually help the people that are suffering. But if you're just sitting there, you're upset, and you're just kind of like frustrated, you're just beating yourself up. Oh, I can't do nothing. I can't do nothing. You're not helping no one. Feel me? And after that, I was like, yeah, man, it's so true. And then the brand was like, I was like, yeah, I can't do this. I can't make the brand like this, because it's just gonna affect me too much. Especially as well, like, if you're running a business and this is your whole thing, and you can't handle it, then it's like what, I'm just damaging myself. Do you know what I'm saying? So I was like, I can't do this. Like, it's not sustainable. I'll actually just put myself into the ground by doing this. Do you feel me? So I was like, yeah, I'll still want to do it, but I want to do it in a different way. Like, what can I do? Feel me? I was like, instead of like doing all this like anarchist type stuff or all this edgy stuff, let me like bring love into the world, and let me just, like you said, let me just create like unity. Let me show like beautiful messages. Let me make people feel like good about their lives and good about their situations, and let me just make people like admire like the simple things and like things they might like miss, or things they might forget about. Do you know what I'm saying? Like how do you say it? Like the simple things in life. Like, them, you might completely ignore that with everything that's going on. Fair enough. But if you tap back into that, you kind of like bring yourself back down to earth and like get in line with yourself again. Then you can actually do something for you. You can actually help people. Feel me? So that's what I wanna. That's why I want to switch. And now I'm like heavy on that. That's all I wanna do. I just wanna make like, even me, bro. Like, I wear all black. Even the clothes I'm making at the moment, it's not things that I would necessarily wear myself. It's more like, I want to put these messages and these colors and these designs in the world. I want to make people feel good about what they're doing. Even if it's a like confidence thing. Even if it's like they're wearing it, people are saying, "Oh, bro, love your jumper, bro." That's my life. My mission is complete. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's like the goal right now, in terms of like design and messaging and stuff like that.
You know, Arif, I'm so happy I asked you that question, yeah, because that story is so powerful, you know. Like, because obviously we know The Lover's Kiss is a beautiful piece, and we know it's popular. We know it's one of the pieces that people associate most heavily with your brand.
Yeah.
But for me, it's even more powerful knowing that you made that piece for a particular reason like that. And I think it even aligns with music here, where we look at, I don't know, Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, whoever the artists we were talking about before, and like their best bodies of work are the ones that we feel are like the most meaningful. I think Drake is a better example, where obviously Take Care is probably one of his best selling albums and whatnot. And you compare it to his latest album, where people feel like, bruv, like, you're just not really saying anything.
just
You know what I'm
making music.
saying? So I think one of the main things that people can take from the story you're telling is like, make something that you want to have an impact. And often that can be the piece that takes your brand to a whole nother level. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So speaking on The Lover's Kiss again, I loved the collaboration you did with Yasmina. Is her name Yasmina, yeah?
Yeah, Yasmina, yeah. And the brand's Minanovski.
Yeah. Incredible brand, incredibly talented designer. And when I saw it, I made a post about it as well. I was like, bruv, this is what I want British fashion to represent, like collaboration, like, do you know what I'm saying? Like beautiful pieces and whatnot. So I just kind of wanted to ask, like, why did you do that? How did it come about and whatnot? And what was the process of making a dress?
So that was more like Chad. He was more involved in that than myself. So I think Chad knew Yasmina through recess or whatever, and he's like he's. I remember he mentioned it to me. He was like, "Oh, bro, like, I know this women's designer. She's amazing. I'll make a collab with her. Like, we're gonna make a dress. We're gonna put Lover's Kiss on it." I was like, "Cool, let's do that." And then they were kind of working with themselves. And after we like made a group chat, and I was more involved in it as well. But yeah, that was more Chad. And I think the reason he wanted to do that is, this is why I love Chad, man. He's the man. Like, Arif Ferdous is not Arif Ferdous without Chad, bro. That guy's the GOAT. Because he really wanted to push the luxury aspect of the brand. I wanted to, but I didn't. My head doesn't really work like that. I just want to make designs, and I can make them luxury. But I'm not thinking about branding, or I'm not thinking about what can we actually do to show the world that we can actually do stuff. I'm not. Back then, anyway, I wasn't really thinking about stuff like that. I was just thinking, I want to make designs. He was like, let's do this with her. And then, we worked on it. done quite well. I think we even the shoot, like Chad, he wanted to make sure the shoot was patterned. He wanted to make sure that people can look at that and be like, yeah, these lot are not the same as these other lot. Not to put them down, but different lanes. You know what I'm saying? They're completely different. If we're selling jumpers at £150, we cannot compare these lot to these other guys. You cannot say that they're selling jumpers for 60. Why are you selling it for, bro? It's not the same. You gotta put us not above, but in terms of like pricing and quality and art, you gotta put us above, man. Do you know what I'm saying? That I think that's what the kind of like the purpose of that brand was, and just to show the world what we can do. Get me? It wasn't even about whether it sells or not. We were just more, for us, it was more about, yeah, like I said, just to show people what we can do and what we're capable of.
Because I think it did really well for both brands involved. About crafting the perception. Because for me, it was luxurious. Do you know what I'm saying? It was luxury, but it was still palatable enough that someone like me could relate to it. And young women or women in general from particular backgrounds or backgrounds like the background I'm from can feel luxurious in that dress. Do you know what I mean? Like you don't have to be wearing a I don't know, a Prada dress or whatever to feel luxurious. You can wear the Lover's Kiss dress. Do you know what I'm saying? So big up you lot.
And that's like one of my things as well. Like I've tweeted about this like several times. I feel like us and like the friends that we know and the people that we know like in real life, I feel like we have everything we need. We have luxury brands. We have dresses, we have streetwear, we have trainers, we've got sunglasses. Everything we want, we have it around us. So instead of like putting your money and investing it into like random brands that we don't even know who the fuck owns these brands, they don't care about, not saying they don't care about us, but they don't care about any of us, you know what I'm saying? They just want to make money. Cool, not a bad thing, like debatable, but like cool, that's business, innit? But I'm saying like, why don't we invest in our own people, and why don't we like all grow together? That's what my thing is. So even I love what you said about you're saying women like from our cultures, they can feel luxurious. Amazing, I love that. Same with our designs. I want guys to wear it on. I mean, I want them to put it on like, yeah, this Arif Ferdous, like I can wear this. This is luxury. I can relate to this. I know this guy. Like I know where he's from. I know what he represents. Like yeah, I can actually get behind this rather than just wearing some random like Louis Vuitton or Gucci brand. Like even me, bro, I've researched these brands. I don't even know like who actually runs these brands. It's like LVMH, but it's like, bro, like who runs that? They got like they got bare people working. You know what I'm saying? They're huge corporations. It's completely different. So if you can, obviously you don't have to. It's not a gun to your head type thing. But why would you not invest in the people that you know? Do you know what I'm saying?
100%.
Yeah, and if you like, you see them grow, and you get more out of it. Like say, for example, Minanovski. Say like we make her brand go crazy. Now consumers of that brand, they have more options. Now she's making now she's got opportunities for everyone. Now you want to be a designer, you want to do this. I got you. I can give you an internship, because we know that fashion itself, just the industry, is very like
exclusive.
It's very exclusive, yeah, man. Like you got to kind of know people already to be in it. You feel me?
Very full of nepotism.
Yeah, and I think that's a big thing for Chad as well. Like he wants to make sure that we're giving people opportunities, and that we're helping people out where they may not be able to get help, because we didn't have help. Do you know what I'm saying? So like one of the goals, like long run, is just to be able to just provide opportunities for like people similar to us. It's not even a skin color thing. Just like if you don't have the opportunities to be in fashion or to do a certain thing, then shout us and we'll try and put you on. Yeah, and I think that's super important, man. It's like a brand is cool, but a brand is not just clothes, innit? A brand is everything. Like the legacy you leave behind. You feel me?
Yep.
Yeah. So we're just trying to make sure that in all avenues, we're just patterned and we're just providing the most value that we can, whether it's like insane garms, insane quality, insane customer service, or we're giving people opportunity. That we're like, yo, like this is a photographer that's not shot before. You wanna shoot, bro? Shout us if you can. We're gonna help. We're gonna put you on. Yo, you wanna be a set designer? You wanna like whatever you wanna do. Like if we can help you, we're gonna help you. You feel me?
No, big up you lot on that, Arif, because that's something that you're preaching to the choir when you say that. Because the energy you gave just there, I could have said every word you just said, but honestly, bro, because that's what it should be, man. We can do this shit together. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's why that collaboration resonated with me so much. I don't know if you remember the post I did about it, but
I think so.
I did a long caption and I was just so happy, bro. Because obviously I had spoken to Yasmina from before as well, man. I've always respected and rated what she does. So I loved how you lot were showing her to new customers and vice versa.
Yeah,
you get
yeah,
it?
yeah,
So
yeah.
it was beautiful. And speaking of everything you were saying about, you know, separating Arif Ferdous from like other brands, and I know you're not even saying it in a negative way. One way I feel like you guys do it really well is via your creative, through the set design and through the shoots and whatnot. And I feel like that's a good opportunity to speak about Chad. Because big up Chad, and I know that's his bag, like
That's his
videography and
bag,
whatnot,
man.
like
That's his
and
bag.
creative direction. So talk to me about the impact Chad has had on that side of things and why that is so important to the success of Arif Ferdous.
So he does like content creating, directing, videography, editing, what you just said, and I don't do none of that in it. So for me, it's like I have a vision, but I can't put it into place. That's why production managers exist. That's why all these roles exist, because these guys can actually do this. Whereas you can't, like, one man can't do this. There's so much to it. Do you know what I'm saying? And I think Chad, he just has a lot of good experience in that, and he can actually make like visions come into reality. So I think that's where he excels at. And I think the reason why we make sure that like the shoots are patterned and we like put in like 110%, we put in money like just to do these shoots, is because we want, when people to look at our brand, we want them to see like yo, like this is different, like this is luxury, like we can't compare these other brands that do like shoots on road, which can't, that's their branding, innit, to this, because they're putting in the effort, the feel, like the feeling I'm getting from this is so different. Do you know what I'm saying? It's we're trying to like invoke, or is it evoke or invoke? Evoke. We're trying to evoke emotion just from a post, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? We're trying to make people feel stuff. Feel me? So that, and it aligns with how I started the brand, because that's what I want to
as
do,
you
innit?
said,
Yeah, we're just trying to do it in a different way now.
Yeah, and I feel like you're definitely doing that and focusing on the theme of love. One thing I've loved about, I've said that if I got paid for how many times I've said love on this episode, bro, I wouldn't even have to do
I love that.
WMTV, bro. This guy. But so yeah, with the lovers kiss and whatnot, and putting this sort of loving energy out there, I love how the brand has come to represent like the beauty of being like a lover boy.
Yeah.
And the reason why it's so important to mention that is because with the world we live in, or like the society we're in, like being that type of guy is like, oh, it's not a good thing. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, that's not something that you should be proud of. Like, oh, you're meant to be, as Drake would say, you're meant to be a dog and all of this shit. Do you get what I'm saying?
Fuck
But
that, man.
you man have like pushed it front and center, and it makes, because I'll be honest, bro, I'm a CLB in it. Like, as much as I try to not be, bro, like I just can't help it. You get what I'm saying? Like, Rashad knows.
I love that.
You get it?
That's hard.
So like, when I see your stuff and I see sometimes you put certain things on your story and whatnot, the things when people message you on that, I'm like, yeah, I love this, man. This is what we need. You get it? Is that something you tried to do on purpose?
What do you mean?
Like make lover boys feel like Arif Ferdous represents them?
I guess so, man. Maybe like maybe it's like a side effect of what we're trying to do. Bro, I love love, man. I love like passion. I love romance. Like my favorite genre of movies is rom-coms.
Yeah. What's your favorite one?
La La Land.
I've never seen that.
Best, bro. You need to watch that.
Yeah.
Everyone's room, they need to watch La La Land. Best movie of
Say
all
no more, I'm
time.
gonna take it in. It's
Get
not
me.
on Netflix, is it?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. I got a Fire Stick now though. So.
Yeah.
Little detour, that's the one. Remember when they went off on stage in it, and then they thought they won, but Moonlight won, and remember everyone when I took off the stage.
Oh,
I didn't
what?
know
An
that.
Oscar or something?
Oscars, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Wow, that's mad. Damn. But yeah, La La Land's sick, man. But yeah, man, I love poetry. I love romance. I love things like that, man. So I like to just incorporate that into clothes. Feel me? And if people relate to it, then thing with love and poetry, I read this in somewhere. Thing with I think poetry specifically is like everything that we feel and everything that we've been through. People have been through it before.
100%.
So the thing with poetry, why it's so beautiful, and the thing with art, why it's so like why we actually need it, why it's essential to us, is because sometimes we seek answers for things that we can't understand. If you say you like a girl, bro, you're feeling all these feelings. If you've never seen it before, bro, you drive yourself crazy. You think you're sick. You'll think like there's something wrong with you. And then as soon as you refer back to poetry or refer back to like a movie or whatever it is, or Shakespeare, I don't know. I don't even know about Shakespeare like that. But say like anything like that, you're like, raw, like I relate to this. People have felt this way. Yeah, like I get this. I get it now. You understand more about like the human experience through what people in the past have told us. That's why I say history is very important.
It is. It's crazy that you can do that through clothing as well.
Yeah.
Because it's like now you've got to the point where it's less words and more the aesthetic. It's more the graphics. It's more the type of cut and all of that stuff. Do you know what I'm saying? Even your is it called the Wildflowers?
Wildflower City, yeah.
Bro, that thing is wavy. And do you know what's mad about these pieces, Arif? Yeah, you know with the Lover's Kiss. You know, until I knew it was called the Lover's Kiss, yeah, I just thought it was a wavy pattern. Then when I found out it was called the Lover's Kiss, I zoomed in, yeah, I said, oh my days, there's two people kissing on the jumper. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
And that's similar with Wildflowers, isn't it? Because there's people kissing in the field.
Yeah, they're hugging, they're
They're
embracing.
they're embracing. Do people clock these things?
Yeah. People clock them.
Okay.
Yeah. But a lot of people like you as well. Sometimes they don't see it.
Yeah.
Until they see it, and then they can't unsee it.
It's like mind blowing. It's like almost like an optical illusion, bro.
Yeah, that's what I love about like making clothes, man. Like I genuinely I'm trying to put art into garments, innit? So similar to art, you might see it, you might not really understand it. To you, it might be something. To someone else, it might be something else. But that's like the beauty of art. That's why I don't even like to explain the art too much, because I want people to see it, and I want them to feel whatever they want to feel. Do you know what I'm saying? Just how art should be.
100%. And I feel like your brand definitely does that. One question I did want to ask Arif, yeah, is like, I feel like the brand is very much you, from what I've gauged of you anyway, and I love that, yeah. But obviously, you're still quite young, and you started the brand at a certain age, and the brand has changed now that you're at a different age. So, are you cognizant of the fact that the brand message could potentially change in the sense that you're growing up and you could experience different things? Or is the message that the brand is putting out now, do you want that to be what Arif Ferdous stands for forever?
Yeah, I think...
Do you get why I asked that question, by the way?
Yeah. I think the message now is still similar to what I started with. I think it's just more passionate, and it's more focused. Do you know what I'm saying? So even in the future, I think even like the way I dress, bro, like I dress very like simply, innit? I don't really wear brands like or logos and stuff like that. I just like to be very like minimal and just very clean and stuff. And I just wear black all the time. So when we make pieces that I would wear, like we're making samples and stuff now that I would wear. I mean, I'd wear everything, but I'm saying like that I would wear like every day, that doesn't really have branding or stuff like that. I still want to have a certain aspect to it where it's still like, yeah, this is Arif Ferdous. Like, it might have like poetry on it. It might have something on it, even though it might just be on the inside or something. Feel me? So I feel like that's something I wanna continue doing like for as long as I can, and I don't really see it like kind of like fizzing out. Do you know what I'm saying? Out of the brand. I feel like it's just embedded in the brand. I think that's what the brand is right now.
Sick, yeah. I like the way you put it, because I feel like the core will always be the same, but as you develop, you just may say that message in different ways.
Exactly.
Like, for example, eventually hopefully if you want, you'll get married and have kids and that. And I'm excited to see how that will reflect in what you're putting out. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And speaking about you, sorry, we've been going on. We're going to start rounding off a bit.
Cool,
this conversation's been wavy, by the way. How do you think it's gone? Because obviously before you were like,
it, man.
I've never been on a podcast before. But it's
Yeah.
just a convo, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm enjoying it, bro. We can speak for hours.
We could, innit?
Yeah.
We could. That's why I'm having
could.
to like rein us in
Yeah.
almost. But
Let me know if I'm yapping too much.
no,
as
bro,
well,
no,
man.
trust me, you've been on it, like
Cool,
concise, like yeah, trust me. But yeah, so speaking about you personally, I love your personal brand, bro. And it's mad because you probably don't even necessarily look at it as a personal brand, because bro, it's literally just you. Like, bro, man, go on your TikTok and I see you walking down the road saying, bro, I was just at our party. You know your voice, you got a unique voice, bro. I was just at our party and I didn't know. I had to leave because I couldn't speak to anyone. How do I speak to people? I'm like, bruv, this is a designer who's got a wavy brand, and I'm on his TikTok, and this is the type of content he's making. Bro, I absolutely love that. I
That's
love
hilarious.
the fact that on the internet, you're unapologetically you. Like, do you feel like it's important for designers to be like that? And my other question is like, how can I put this? One, do you think it's important? But more so, do you think it adds value to your brand, your personal brand? Do you think it adds value to Arif Ferdous?
So when I first started the brand, it was like I said, it was all like, it was dark, and I had to I felt like I had to like play like a certain persona. And then there's a designer called Warren Lotus. I don't know if you know him, an American guy. He's sick. He does like he does like graffiti art type stuff on clothes. He's quite big. He's lit, and I think he's like his work is quite dark. It's like skeletons, death, Grim Reaper type shit.
Okay.
You like it though? It's sick. And I got it on my phone. I favorite like screenshot. I favorite it. It's from like I think I screenshot it years ago. But he posted like, a big caption, and it was like essentially he was saying that you should be who you are, and just because of the art you make, you shouldn't have to like play a role. You feel me? You should like because him he's like a goofy guy. Even in stories, like he makes people like run around topless for a t-shirt and like, fight each other for t-shirts. Like he's lit. But after I saw that and I saw he was big, I was like, fam, I'm gonna be myself, man. Because the way I am, I'm very like I'm quite quiet. I'm very shy, but at the same time, like I'm an idiot. Like I'm silly. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm goofy. I love like anime. I'm a nerd, bro. Like I love anything nerd you can think of. I love that shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna put that forward as well. You feel me? Before, I can't lie, I was trying to be cool. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be cool, trying to be
Edgy.
like, yeah, trying to be like, exactly, misunderstood. I'm trying to be like, oh yeah, like, yeah, this I'm gonna be, yeah, this I'm so cool, like no one can chat to me. Now it's like, I'm just gonna be myself, because, and with the adding value part, I don't do this because of this, but it's just like a side thing. But when you're yourself and you're relatable, people just like you a lot more. Do you feel me? They're not like this random guy that no one could, like, it's untouchable. Like you are exactly the same as everyone else. Like people were commenting on that video like, yeah, bro, I feel exactly the same way. Bro, people were giving advice as well, man. I love that. You know what I'm saying? It's beautiful, and I think just being a human, bro, like it's good to just open up and just to like give out love, accept love in. Do you know what I'm saying? Just be a person. Like just be like, we're all like, it sounds cringy and cliche, but like we're one family. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't need to be closed off. I don't need to be shallow. I don't need to act a certain way. I can be myself. There's people that are into everything that I like as well. You feel me? That's another thing as well. Like if you feel like, oh, no one's gonna like this, oh, I'm so niche, bro, there's a million other people that like the same shit. You feel me? So if you put that forward, people will relate to you. They'll like you, and if they want to buy your clothes, they have more reason to buy your clothes now, because now it's like, what brand I'm gonna buy from? This brand or this brand? This brand, I don't know who runs it. Like I was saying, it's a faceless brand. Like I don't know who runs it. It's just clothes. This brand, whether it's better or not, like forget about the garms. Just think about the brand in general. This brand, I know the guy that runs it. I fuck with the guy. It makes me laugh, or like I like what he stands for. You're gonna invest into that more, innit? So I just feel like, just be yourself, man. And also as well, I'm yapping. I'm sorry.
No, bro.
But like,
I'm so happy you're saying what you're saying, because you're saying exactly what I wanted you to say. So keep going.
people, when you think about people like your favorite YouTubers and like streamers and like artists that you really, really love, that are like unapologetically themselves. So like, for example, like Tyler the Creator, when he first started like popping off, and he was a fucking freak, bro. He was weird as hell, but he was being himself, and people really fuck with that. And you can, I think in this world, people are afraid to be themselves as well. They're trying to fit like a certain character. I can't do this. It's so weird. This is too cringe. People are gonna think blah blah blah. As soon as you step out the box and you start doing whatever you want to do, and you start being yourself, people gravitate towards that, because they can't do that themselves, and they get drawn to you. Like Tyler the Creator, bro. No one dislikes Tyler the Creator. You get me? Because he is himself, and like obviously he's going through like evolutions and stuff like that. But like right now, like no one can say I don't like Tyler the Creator. Everything he makes, everything, not even music. Well, I don't even listen to music like that. But like the clothes he makes, the way he is, the colors, all of that, like he's himself, and it's lovely to see that. So yeah, man.
Bro, I'm so happy you said all of that, because bro, it's gonna be, I don't think you recognize how liberating that's gonna be for some of the people that are listening right now. Because as you said, you being a designer, you felt like you had to almost be the art you're making. And so many people feel like that, especially within like the luxury space. My whole Instagram feed has to be curated. It has to be in black and white. I can only eat in the finest restaurants and take pictures of this glass and da-da-da. Do you get what I'm saying? And it's like, okay, if that is your life, fair enough. But for a lot of the people that are first starting up with a luxury streetwear brand, chances are that's not your life. So it's important to find the balance between, because I do understand in early days, okay, you do sometimes need to craft a bit of an aesthetic, don't get me wrong. But it also is important to bring that reality into things, because, bro, like, if it's not real, then you could end up running yourself to the ground, bro, trying to be somebody or not. Do you know what I'm saying? And also being yourself pays dividends in the long term. And it's interesting you saying everything you're saying as well, because prior to me seeing your TikToks and whatnot, I had like perceptions of what I thought you were like. because obviously I'd seen your
Yeah,
pictures.
what do you think I was like?
I was thinking like, I thought you'd be like quiet, like I thought you'd be proper misunderstood, like
Man said I thought we were raw. You weren't, nah, man.
bro. I'm
I'm just quiet, man.
So when I started seeing your tics, because you probably see me like all your videos and all of that,
Yeah.
bro, like I'm proper laughing and it got me so excited to talk to you, bro. Do you get it?
Yeah.
So to everyone that's listening, please just be yourself, honestly, because people will have preconceived notions of you that may be detrimental to that, to almost that relationship that could happen. Do you know what I'm saying? So, Arif, this conversation's been amazing, bro. I can't lie. Rash, how long have we been going?
1:10.
Okay, that's all right. Cool, yes, I've got time for a couple more questions, yeah. So, obviously, you've had the brand for X amount of years, but quite a while now, if like
It's
you
been
started.
a couple of years, man.
Damn, it's going to be a
been like-
decade soon, bruv.
Yeah, man.
You're not thinking about that yet, though?
What do you mean?
Like, what you would do for that?
Probably like pop up or something.
Okay. You could be in a
Exciting.
completely different place
I
by
know.
then, you know?
And that's what's exciting, man.
Yeah.
I love that. It's crazy,
yeah.
yeah. Because I feel like this year we've grown a lot. Like, we've grown a lot compared to last year. So next year the goals, the aims are like, we're trying to triple that. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to go crazy. We're trying to get me. So in 3 years we can go crazy. And I think the only reason we're able to do what we've done, and we're gonna be able to do what we're gonna do, is because we've taken our time. We've built the foundations. As a designer, I've really understood what I like doing, what I can do, what I enjoy producing, how I like making people feel, and like just my language in general. I've really understood that about myself, and now I can just go forward with it. Whereas if you just trend and you're too quick, you're too fast paced, you kind of you just don't understand yourself too well. Do you know what I'm saying? You kind of it's more difficult. Do you know what I'm saying? But when you're doing things slowly and consistently, you're growing a nice customer base. People are seeing every little thing that you're doing.
You're building that community.
Yeah, bro. Like long run, you're just gonna do so much more. And we're here for generations. We're not here for like a year, bro. We're not here for 5 years. We're not here to make it in a year, bro. We're here to make it whenever we make it, but we're here to last forever. Get me? As long as possible.
Facts. And I feel like with how you and Chad are doing stuff, bro, you're definitely on that path, man. Because already I feel like the name is just so powerful, bro. And I think the good thing about it is that it's becoming synonymous with certain things to me. I can't speak for everyone else. But when I think of, as I said, being a lover boy, I think of your brand.
That's lit, man.
Do you know what I'm saying? And that's
sick.
not easy, bro.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? One thing I want to pick up on that I also like about you is how you document the journey. Because going back to that knitwear piece, I remember I read your caption and you was talking about like, this is the first type of piece that I've done, like this, that. You was talking about the process and whatnot. And I think I love how transparent you are. Do you feel like it's important for people that own brands or designers or whatever to document their brand journey?
I think, like, first and foremost, I think it's important to document it for yourself more than anyone else, just so you can see like how much you've grown and like how much, like how much you've grown and like bro, my mind has just gone blank.
You remember the question I asked though, yeah?
You're saying?
So do you think it's important for designers to document
Oh
their
yeah,
brand
yeah.
journey?
I was saying it's important because they can look back on what they've done and how much they've accomplished. And when you're doing things slowly and consistently, sometimes it's hard to see the actual progress you're making until you look in the past. You know what I'm saying? So even now, like hitting the targets that we've hit, it's not really felt like anything has changed. But when we look at last year or the year before, we're like, "Rav, what the fuck?"
Yeah,
We're
that's
like, "Yo,
yeah.
what the hell? What is happening?" Do you know what I'm saying? So I think for that reason, like people should be documenting it. If they want to keep that private, of course, you should keep it private. But I think with like showcasing it to other people and like just to the world, people can also join you on that journey and join you on that experience. They can see where you started. So that's why I got my Instagram things up, because I want people to see like where I started, and they can literally watch me grow as I grow. And like it's weird. It's like Harry Potter.
Go on, because I'm not
Like
I'm not a Harry Potter fan.
like Harry Potter, like the first movie come out when we were kids and it was kind of kiddish. Second one come out when we were a bit older, it gets a bit more serious. And as we grow, it becomes more serious, more serious.
So we actually grew with Harry Potter.
Exactly. So we grew up with Harry Potter, same way people can grow up with you. And if they grow up with you, bro, like when I'm 40 and the brand is still there, other guys that are 40, they will still be fucking with the brand.
So
It might not be as colourful. We don't know what it's going to be like. But whatever it is, people will still fuck with it because they have that attachment to you now. And they're like, I really trust this brand. I really trust this guy. I know where he's come from, and they feel attached to it as well. Like that, it's not even my brand now. Now it's everyone's brand. You feel me? Now everyone's involved, and that's what I want it to be. It's not. It's never been about me being by myself at the top. It's been about making. First, I just want to make stuff I want to make, innit? Everything else is just like it's just a bonus. Feel me? So it's never been about me just holding it. Like it's my brand. It's my brand. I'm the man. It's never been about that. If people can relate to it and they push it for, oh yeah, you should check out this brand, man. Like the guy's sick, or like the designs are sick. Oh man, I met the guy and like, oh put it, like this is my brand. Call it your brand, bro. I don't care, man. You know what I'm saying?
Do you know what? I love the mindset you have, Arif. Yeah, and I feel like the type of brand you're building gives you scope to do things outside of fashion as well, which I feel like a lot of brands don't have yet. But because of how incremental you've been with the journey and how inclusive you've been in the community you've built, I feel like your community will give you the scope and the leeway to try different things. So I can imagine there being Arif Ferdous furniture. Do you know what I'm saying?
100%.
You get it? Like,
Yeah.
I feel like you're really, really positioning yourself as not just a great brand, but you as a designer, bro. Like, I can see you as being like the creative director of X brand if you wanted to. Do you get it? Like, so I'm very, very, very excited for you, bro. And after this conversation, it's made me even more excited, bro.
Oh, thank you,
Big
man. I
up you,
appreciate
man.
that.
Big
Man.
up you. But I've got one last question. You obviously know. In fact, you know what? Rash, you said what now? It's probably been like 120.
Yeah.
Cool.
Pooja, you okay?
Pooja, is it good, yeah?
Yeah, I'm enjoying it.
She locked in, yeah? So I got two questions actually. So my first question is, like, obviously you've been running the brand for a while now. What would you say is like the main things you've learned during this process?
The main things that I've learned a lot, man. I think in no particular order, I think some important things I've learned is not to compare yourself to people, because like we were saying before, Instagram's a facade, social media's a facade. Like they'll only post their wins. No one is posting their losses, bro. No one wants to see that. So don't compare yourself to people. I think being patient, persevering, and just having faith in, like, whether it's yourself or God or whatever it is, just having faith and just having belief that, cool, I'm gonna do this. It's gonna take me X amount of years, but it's gonna happen, and I'm gonna get there. Because I think a lot of people just want stuff straight away. Like they just want the gratification,
Immediate gratification.
straight away. You feel me? And sometimes, if you're building something amazing, that's not gonna be the case. Because if that was the case, then everyone would be doing the same thing. You feel me? It just doesn't make sense. You feel me? And yeah, so that's another thing. So perseverance, patience, having faith. Don't compare yourself to people. I think that's like the main things. But obviously, in terms of like running a business and or making clothes, like there's a lot of lessons I've learned. Yeah, I gotta be more specific.
Cool. But you know my last question. My last question will always be, what would be your main piece of advice for the next generation of up and coming designers, stylists, and whatnot?
Main piece of advice, I think you just need to lock in. You need to just eliminate the distractions, and you just need to fucking just do it, man. You just need to go hard at whatever you want to do, whether it's making a brand or whether it's music, whatever it is, man. You just need to go hard at it. You got to filter out the noise. You got to filter out like people saying you can't do it, blah blah blah. You got to try it for 10 years. If it don't work, then maybe, I don't know, maybe reflect on it, change some things up, and try it further. I think as soon as you just not give up, but as soon as you stop or put a halt to something, it completely ends. If you're making 1% every day, what was it like? The outcome is crazy, cause like the cumulative percentage that you will grow is
What they call it,
nuts.
compound growth.
Yeah. Like it's crazy. So if you do a little bit every single day, or like you just grow slowly, eventually you'll get to something. And I think it's so hard to like just keep that in mind, because we're looking around, we're seeing like 18-year-olds have brands, offices. You feel me? We see them. We see little kids on YouTube and stuff with like Lambos and stuff like that. So it is definitely hard, but you just gotta like ground yourself. You gotta just see that as like, cool, this is what's possible. Calm, I'm gonna get there, but I'm gonna focus on my thing and I'm gonna do my thing, and I'm gonna keep doing my thing. When it doesn't work, I'm gonna see why it doesn't work. I'm gonna reflect. I'm gonna reflect. I'm gonna evaluate. I'm just gonna like pivot a bit. I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna just attack it in a different way. But as soon as you stop, like that's it. Like it's a dead end. Like you can't go further. You feel me? So I think that would be my biggest point. Like that would be my biggest advice. Like imagine if I stopped in that first hour when I dropped in house. Bro, imagine like what would I be doing, bro? I'd be sitting in an
Definitely
office.
wouldn't be sitting here.
Fam, I wouldn't be sitting there. I'd be sitting in an office. Probably be. I don't know. Innit? Maybe I would have found something else. Who knows? Innit? That's the beauty of life. You don't really know until you kind of get there, and then you can't really go back. Do you know what I'm saying? That's why just do shit with no regrets, man. Feel me? We don't want to go up to like 50, 60, 80, whatever, and just be like, oh man, fuck. I wish I just stuck it out. I wish I'd have done this. And I always refer back to gym as well, man, because I feel like you can use the gym as an analogy for everything. Like if you're not in shape, you're not gonna get hench in a day, bro. You're not gonna get muscles in a day. You gotta keep working. You gotta keep eating. If your diet's not right, you gotta fix it up. If your workouts aren't really working, you gotta see why it's not working. You gotta fix it up. Same with life, bro. Like if the thing you're doing is not working, you just gotta look at it and just be like very accountable. Do you know what I'm saying? You can't like I'm yapping right now, but you can't like blame other people or things or situations. You just gotta be if you're super accountable, persevere. You're patient. You have faith. Like the world is yours, bro. Like there's nothing you can't accomplish. Feel me? The world is yours. There's no reason why you can't achieve the things you want to achieve. You feel me? That's what I believe in, and it's like so far it's worked out.
Bro, I love
Feel
that.
me?
Accountability, patience, perseverance, and faith.
Yeah,
I love that. Arif,
my king.
can we meet? Yeah, my brother, bro. Thank you so much, bro.
Thanks for having me, man.
Fantastic conversation, bro. I can't lie, man. That was a serious episode.
Yeah,
still.
bro, I'm sweating the fuck out.
Oh,
bro.
Jack is mad hot, yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Bro, it's too wavy. That I'm happy you didn't take it off.
I
Drip
appreciate
serious
it.
still.
Love, steady.
Bro, but again, Arif, thank you so much for this episode, bro. So happy we finally made it happen.
Yeah.
I just need you to look in that camera, tell them where they can find the brand, where they can find you, and yeah.
Just search Arif Ferdous on Instagram, Tumblr. I'm still on Tumblr, so you can search if you want on TikTok, Twitter, whatever you want, man. I'm there, bro. Just search my name, Arif Ferdous. You'll find me.
Perfect. And you know where to find us, WMTV_LDN, TikTok, Instagram, you know the deal. And yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Keep it locked. Thank you for watching another episode of Where's My Podcast. If you ever want to take in future episodes on the go, you can find us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Whilst you're there, please leave us a 5-star review. It would really help. And also, don't forget to follow us on our Instagram, WMTV_LDN, to keep up to date with the latest goings on in UK fashion. Keep it locked.